Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to be sharing 5 products that can help reduce the look of nasolabial folds, forehead lines, as well as eye wrinkles, crow's feet, without having to resort to Botox or fillers. Now, I have said this to you before, and I will say this again. I am 37, and I have never had Botox or fillers. I don't feel like I need it at this time because I quite enjoy the way that my skin looks right now. Yes, genetics can play a big role, lifestyle, our diet, and all that stuff. But I truly believe that skincare and just beauty products in general can make a big difference with how our skin ages. So these are the 5 types of products that have made the biggest difference with my skin. So again, consistency is key. I cannot stress that enough. Be consistent with your skincare products. You can't expect miracles if you're just using one product every so often. You have to be consistent and use it weekly. So let's get right into it. Of course, the 5 products that I'm sharing today, including discount codes as well as related videos, will be linked below for you in my description box. Please don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell, as I'd love to have you all here long term. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well, as it really does help to support my channel. Now, I should mention that I don't have anything against Botox or fillers, and I don't judge those that do get these treatments done. I think that it can be a wonderful thing, especially for self-confidence, to make an individual feel better about themselves, but also it can be great for preventative measures as well. And if I ever decide that I need or want Botox or fillers, I will bring you with me if I can and film the video and also share that with you. I always want to be straight up and honest because that's the type of person that I am, and I just want to tell you the way it is and just be honest, right? So that you can trust me and that you guys will be here long term and trust my reviews and recommendations as the months and years go on. But if you get Botox or fillers, you do you. Just remember that. Do what makes you feel the best. So let's get right into the first product. Now, this product has truly made the biggest difference with my everyday anti-aging beauty routine. This is the Omnia Sleep and Glow pillow, which I have shared many times on my channel. This is actually the Copper Defense Omnia pillow, which actually has copper threads that is woven into the pillowcase, which has great antibacterial properties, so great for those that are acne prone, that have skin sensitivities and so on. This is actually the only pillow on the market that is clinically proven to work to prevent sleep wrinkles. And this truly does work, and I have been sleeping on this for several years now, and I truly cannot imagine sleeping on anything else after sleeping on this, because this is truly going to prevent you from having your face smushed in the pillow for the entire night. We sleep for 6, 8, 10 hours a night, and that is a long period of time to have your face smushed in a pillow. That is truly going to lead to permanent fine lines and wrinkles as the years go on. So as you can see, the side of my face isn't even touching the pillow. So there's cutouts on either side, so perfect for a side sleeper. But even if you're a back sleeper, you can easily do that with this pillow as well. It is very comfortable. It gives you good posture in the night also. And when you're sleeping on it, you want to make sure that the smaller bolster is at your neck and the larger one is at the head for a more comfortable sleep throughout the night. So this is going to truly be one of those products that will make the biggest difference, preventing nasolabial fold lines, forehead lines, crow's feet especially, and even neck lines as well. This keeps your spine nice and straight. Your neck isn't crunched and all bent out of shape. It truly gives you great posture without having fine lines and wrinkles that can develop long term as the months and years go on. Now, I do have a discount code for you guys if you wish to look into this or anything else from Sleep and Glow. So of course, I will leave that information up above and below for you also. The next product that will make the biggest difference is looking for a retinoid, whether it's an over-the-counter retinol, a retinaldehyde, or prescription tretinoin, also known as retinoic acid. So of course, if you have been following me for a long time, you know that I have been a long-term tretinoin user, and recently I've had to make this switch to the Retin-A brand. But if you've been with me for a while, you guys know that I was using the Steva A brand, which I still am, by the way. I still have some that I'm working on. The reason why I am featuring this is because the Steva A has been discontinued now. We can no longer purchase that brand or get it prescribed to us. So this is the brand that is now available, especially here in Canada, Ontario especially. And this is the 0.05% strength, but when I first started off with tretinoin, I started off with the 0.025%. That is what I started with. I made my way to the 0.05, and then one day I will move up to the 1%, which I'm not in a hurry because this is a great percentage. I still get dry and flaky on my chin, so I really do enjoy this strength. But you don't have to use tretinoin to reduce the look of facial lines and wrinkles. You can use an over-the-counter retinol, which I will leave some options below for you. CeraVe has a great one. Paula's Choice also has one. Murad, there are so many brands. But if you have been a long-term retinol user and you do want to move up without resorting to tretinoin, then I would look into the ordinary Retinal 0.2% emulsion, which is one of their newest launches. So this is their Retinal. So remember, this is in the middle between a retinol and tretinoin, retinoic acid. So this only has to go through one conversion once it's applied to your skin for your skin to convert the retinaldehyde to retinoic acid, which is what is going to change our skin and improve it, especially with texture and tone, fine lines and wrinkles. It can be great for acne prone skin as well. It does it all. So this is definitely going to improve fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to prevent fine lines and wrinkles, especially if you can be consistent with it. Now, when I first started off with tretinoin, I only started off with once or twice a week. I did that for several weeks until my skin adjusted, and then I gradually increased my usage from there. I would definitely recommend to do that with this also, and even with an over-the-counter retinol, especially if you're a beginner. We all react differently to retinoids, so start slow, gradually increase, but the more consistent you can be, the better. Now, you want to make sure that you use a pea-sized amount. You don't need any more product than that, and you want to use these at nighttime especially because tretinoin can be light sensitive. So if you're using this in the morning and you go outside, that sunlight can actually degrade the tretinoin, which means it's not going to be as effective on the skin. So just get in a habit of using your retinoids at nighttime. But if you can use your retinoid at least twice a week and you can be consistent with that at least, then that will help to improve your skin. So highly recommend looking into a retinoid. I will leave some options below for you, like I said, especially for a retinol. This is the best retinaldehyde that I believe I have ever used, so I'm going to recommend this as is. And then of course, this is a prescription, so depending on where you live, you might need to get a prescription or you might be able to purchase this over the counter. Next is copper peptides. I have seen the best results with copper peptides especially because peptides in general are great to firm up the skin. They can help to target fine lines and wrinkles, but copper peptides can do the exact same thing, but copper can help to stimulate new collagen. And I have seen the biggest difference with this serum in particular. So I do love the ordinary multi-peptide plus copper peptides 1%. You guys know that. And I generally use that serum a little bit more because it's more affordable. But if I had to pick between this or the ordinary, I'm going to choose the NIOD always because this formulation is more advanced and I have seen better results with this serum and quicker results as well. The texture of this is truly like water, so it absorbs really nicely into the skin, not sticky, and it's not heavy at all. The one from The Ordinary is not heavy either, but the texture is more like hyaluronic acid, so there's a little bit more of that jelliness to it. So it just depends on what texture you like better, and of course how much you want to spend. This of course is more money than The Ordinary, but you can't go wrong with either one, especially if you are consistent. But as soon as I became consistent with that copper, I'm telling you, it took my skin to the next level. My skin is firmer, and some of the premature fine lines that I had are like non-existent now. So I am very, very, very consistent with this. I use this a lot in the morning if I'm not using vitamin C, and the nights that I choose not to use tretinoin or a retinaldehyde, I will always incorporate a copper peptide. So I use this several times a week. And again, if I'm not using this, then I'm using the ordinary one several times a week. And recently I did share my favorite copper peptide serum. So if you want some additional options, I will leave that video below for you as well as up here. But if you're using a regular peptide serum right now and you're just not seeing the results like you want, then try a copper peptide. You also want to look for a good eye cream or an eye serum that contain a retinol or a retinaldehyde. Now, this may not be everyone's cup of tea. I realize that eye serums and eye creams are not necessary, but they are nice to use, especially if you're someone that can't use your face retinols or vitamin C's up and around the eye area. Because remember, that skin around our eyes is so thin and delicate, and it's prone to dryness and irritation and crepiness. So if we're using our face retinols and vitamin C's, and let's say the skin around our eyes are not tolerating well to them, then our under eyes can look actually worse than what they were prior. So I'm a big fan of using eye serums and eye creams, especially ones that contain retinol, because they can really help to soften and smooth out that skin, give that brighter appearance, and also target crow's feet and fine lines. So lately I've been really obsessed with the Murad Retinal ReSculpt Eye Treatment. I've only been using this for a few months now. I did purchase this back during the Sephora spring sale, and I am so impressed with this, and I really have seen a big difference since using it. And I have been using this every single night since I bought it. So this has retinal, so retinaldehyde, so again, in between a retinol and retinoic acid. Now the one from The Ordinary, honestly, that is way too strong to put up and around the eye area. I also can't use tretinoin up and around the eyes either. This is really nice because this is designed for that delicate skin, and I don't know exactly the amount, what the percentage is of the retinol, but remember, it's designed for that skin. We also have a lot of different oils in here, conditioning ingredients, as well as shea butter. So this is very, very moisturizing, and all you need is the littlest amount. It spreads really nice, and it feels like glycerin. It's just beautiful. So again, I use this at nighttime, not in the morning, but this is something that you might want to start with once or twice a week and then gradually increase just to see how that delicate skin does. Because remember, you could still experience dryness and irritation even with this. So if you're looking for a good eye product, especially to target texture and crow's feet, this is it. And the fifth product is sunscreen, and I cannot stress this enough. I wish that I was more consistent with sunscreen, especially for the face when I was in my early 20s, even my mid 20s. But sunscreen is so important to keep our skin looking as youthful as possible, because again, that sun does a number on our skin if we're not wearing sunscreen, right? We can experience dark spots, discoloration, fine lines and wrinkles, and so on. So find a sunscreen that works for you, something that you look forward to using, and also something that works really well with your morning skincare routine, and something that sits nicely underneath your makeup, especially if you're someone that wears makeup. Now, recently I picked up the Bloom Broad Spectrum SPF 50 Mineral Sunscreen that is water resistant up to 40 minutes. This has a zinc oxide of 12%. And this is really nice. This actually doesn't leave a white cast on my skin. Of course, if you have a darker skin tone, there's always that possibility, but there's a lot of mineral sunscreens that will leave a cast on my skin, and this one does not. So if you do have a darker skin tone, if there was a cast, I feel like it would be very minimal, because again, usually I experience a cast even with my skin tone. But this is very moisturizing. It's not heavy, it's not sticky, it's not overly greasy, and it does sit nicely underneath other tinted sunscreens and foundation and makeup. So I love this, and I will be sharing my top favorite face sunscreens very soon, so stay tuned for that. But if you're going to invest in any skincare product, invest in a sunscreen. This should be your top priority, and don't forget to reapply your sunscreen throughout the day as well. And if you're someone that wears makeup, I will link a product below for you that I like to use to reapply on top of my makeup, or let's say a tinted sunscreen, because I know how difficult it can be to reapply sunscreen on top of makeup because we don't want to ruin what we have going on with our makeup. So there's a powder SPF that I will link below for you that I absolutely love, and it works really well. So those are the 5 top products that will really help to reduce on facial lines and wrinkles. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful, and most importantly, I hope I was able to introduce you to something new today. Of course, all of these products, including discount codes and related videos, will all be linked below for you for your reference. Of course, there are so many other products that I could have mentioned in today's video, of course, but these are the top 5 that have really kept my skin youthful, and I can't recommend them enough. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And of course, I will see you all in the next video. So take care, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.